Hi and welcome to this tutorial for the ImmersiaTV project. Here I will explain how to clean up parts of your 360 stitch like tripods. So first I drag the original footage into its own composition and I label it equi for equirectangular. Then this new composition I drag into another composition called cube map. We will be using these different compositions to switch between projections of your 360 view because it's much easier to stitch something away in a cube map than it is to stitch something away on an equirectangular projection. So once I have this cube map, I drag it into another new comp and I call this equifinal. This will be our export file. Then equifinal I can drag into another comp called preview that we can use to drag around and look around in our 360 view. Then on the cube map comp, I apply to the first comp, the equi comp, I apply the metal skybox converter. This one is going to convert the projection from an equirectangular to a cube map. It will change all the settings of your composition automatically, as you will see. And then in the final equirectangular version, we need to convert from that cube map back to an equirectangular view, like that. In the preview comp, we need to add a camera, which is a 3D object. And we need to apply the environment effect on our equirectangular footage. And then the virtual camera will behave just like a real camera. You can set its parameters, its zoom and rotation inside this 360 degrees. So now I will zoom out a bit. And as you can see, you can pan around and have a look around, just like you would using a VR headset. Because we're distorting everything constantly, we cannot just take the cube map and convert it back into an equirectangular without quality loss. The image will be much blurrier than in the beginning. So what we will do is we will only take the part that we will put over the tripod and distort that instead of distorting the original footage. So we will overlay the distorted tripod mask on top of the original footage, and that way it stays nice and clean and sharp. This is done in the equifinal comp. Then we need to export our cube map to a PSD, to a Photoshop file, a proper still from this image at full resolution. So we can just paint over this tripod in Photoshop directly. So we do a save frame as, and automatically it selects the Photoshop format for this. Put it somewhere. And press render. Now we flip over to Photoshop and open that rendered file. And now we can just use our regular Photoshop magic using cloning and using photo material and whatnot to paint over this tripod. Here I will use the clone stamp on a new layer to ensure that I always have a clean original on my background and everything that's adjusted is on top of that, on a separate layer. Be aware that this technique of using a still to put over the tripod is mainly suited for footage where the light doesn't change during the shot. If the light changes, you need to start animating parameters, maybe exposure compensate for certain things in After Effects. Sometimes there's also just, for example, on moving rigs, there will be a floor moving beneath you. Then more advanced After Effects techniques are needed to ensure a hidden tripod. So we're pretty much done. Our tripod is gone. We save and import the file back into After Effects. We put it on top of our original cube map. And now we just, because this is a full still, it contains the entire image. I'm just going to put a mask on this layer. So I hide it so I easily see where I need to mask. And I roughly draw the outline of the tripod. This is the area that will be covered with our new layer. And then I still put some feathering on there. Feathering means softening the edges of the layer. So now you see the tripod is gone. And now I also hide the original cube map below it so that only the part that we're using to cover over the tripod gets distorted again. So only that part will be a bit blurry because it goes from a cube map to an equirectangular. It's a transformation that it has to do, but our original footage below that in the 1.equi layer, as you see here, stays nice and crisp. And that's it. We just need to export our project to the format of your choice, ProRes, DNxAHR, or JPEG sequence, for example. And render. Thanks for watching. See you next time.